The Chicago Bears hold 2 top 10 selections in this year's draft, which of course includes the first overall pick. This is one of the most pivotal offseasons in recent history for the Bears, as they plan to select their quarterback of the future in Caleb Williams with the first overall pick Thursday night. Anytime a franchise selects a quarterback in the first round, they open up a window of 5 possible years that their franchise player is on a very cost-effective contract. This has allowed many teams in recent history to surround their young quarterbacks with very talented players. Of course, Chicago is coming off the Justin Fields experiment that ended in Justin being traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers for a very late round pick. But fortunately for Bears GM Ryan Poles, he traded their first overall selection in 2023 for a package that included the Carolina Panthers 2024 first round pick. This, of course, is the pick that resulted in the first overall selection in this year's draft. This newfound opportunity has allowed the Bears to move on from Fields and reset their quarterback contract with Caleb Williams. And there's a lot more to be excited about for Bears fans, and I don't want to drag this intro out too long, so let's get right into it. And the first and really main reason that we're even making this video about the Chicago Bears and why the Chicago Bears have all of this newfound hope is this first overall pick in Caleb Williams. You are going to be able to reset your quarterback clock, and I can't really overemphasize, I don't know which way to say it, but whatever way you say that, you can't say it enough that this is so important of having your rookie quarterback on a rookie contract, having the most expensive position on a given team at a very cost-effective deal. That is huge for a franchise, especially a franchise that is rebuilding like the Bears. And it really is just so important for a young team like this that's turning a new page and starting a new era, with a new quarterback and a fairly new coach. This new era and having this quarterback on a rookie scale contract is just so important. It's, you think about all these other teams, you think about the Chiefs, right? The Chiefs just won their 3rd Super Bowl. Of course, those weren't all, on, with Patrick Mahomes on his rookie deal. But, I mean, the success is undeniable, right? It's undeniable of Mahomes being on his rookie deal, and that ascended the Chiefs, allowing them, to sign these other really good players. And to have Tyreek Hill, to have Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, all these other good players. Of course, they still have, Kelce and Chris Jones. But to have these good players, you think about the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. They trade for Von Miller. They trade for Stephon Diggs. Trey White was on a big contract. They have all these premium players on very large deals. It just makes it a lot easier. It's literally that simple. And of course, having, like I said, the most expensive position on, probably 80% of rosters in the NFL, you're getting that at a cost-effective deal for 5 whole years. 4 years plus a rookie, plus their 5th-year option. That is absolutely great. It's just great for a rebuilding team. And the Bears are going to be in that position. And we're going to talk about their draft assets in this, and we're going to talk about their draft assets a little bit later in the video. But as for just having the first overall pick and resetting that rookie contract scale, enough can't be said about it. Another positive for Chicago heading into this roster reset, we'll call it, is that Caleb Williams is going to be walking into a very good receiving combo of DJ Moore and Keenan Allen. I mean, that's almost as good as you can ask for a young quarterback to walk into, right? Keenan Allen, been there, done that. He's going to get open. He's going to route anybody up. DJ Moore, I really like DJ Moore. Really great young player as well. And, that's about as good as you can walk into for a receiving duo. And by the way, they actually have, they have Cole Kmet as well, right? He's the 9th highest paid tight end in the league right now. He saw 90 targets last year. I think he had over 700 yards. So really nice year from Cole Kmet. Get him in the end zone a little bit more and, make him that red zone target. Of course, you have, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen. There's a lot of the ball to go around. Of course, the guys, protecting Caleb Williams next year, maybe there's some cause for concern there, maybe. But as in terms of just weapons for, a young quarterback, it's really not bad. It's really pretty good. You're going to have guys that can get open and, that are going to be able to show Caleb the ropes, right? I mean, you think about, it's kind of funny, a receiver showing the quarterback the ropes, but that's kind of how it's going to work, right? He's going to show him, hey, man, we're going to be able to get open on this play. We like this stuff. This is what we're going to be able to get to with DJ. This is what we're going to be able to get to with Keenan. And really, that's the bottom line, right? Walking into a situation where DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Cole Kmet are the guys that you're going to be throwing the ball to, it's just a really nice situation to walk into for Caleb Williams. And like I said, I mean, the guys are protecting him. Maybe there's something to be said there. There definitely is probably something to be said there about, improving that, improving that unit. But this is year one of the rebuild. This is year one of the rebuild, right? They're resetting the quarterback contract. They're resetting the roster. Really, you have some good pieces, of course. Jalen Johnson. They inked him to a good deal and stuff like that. But you're more or less resetting this team to be on this Caleb Williams timeline, and year one of that timeline, having DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Cole Kmet is pretty good, I would say. One area that does leave, a little bit of cause for concern for the Bears is that they only hold 4 picks in this year's draft, right? In this Thursday's draft, when the Bears go to pick number 1 overall, they will only have 3 more selections in the draft after that. But they have some really good ones, right? They have 3 picks within the top 75, one being number 9. And of course, I have this draft thing. This is just Jimmy Johnson's, his model here on what he assigns values to, each pick, just as a way to, just determine their value, right? So, I pulled up this chart just because you can see this pick here is worth 1,350, right? 1,350 points. As you can see, I mean, that would be the equivalent of, like, if someone would hold the 33rd and 34th overall pick, you would be able to get both of those picks for pick 9. And of course, Carolina holds 33rd and, New England holds 34th, so you wouldn't be able to do something like that. But in theory, that's the kind of value that you would be able to, accomplish for this. Maybe you pick up, like, for number 9, maybe pick up like a couple 2s and a 3rd, or a couple 2s and a 4th and a 5th, or something like that. I don't know exactly how those numbers, would shake out. But you could trade back from this 9th overall pick, acquire some more draft assets. What I'm thinking here is you're acquiring more throws at the dartboard. That's kind of the idea, right? You're thankful that you traded with Carolina last year. You get the number 1 overall pick. That's fantastic. You get your guy. You don't even have to think about it. And, okay, now that's great. You only have 4 picks. It would just make way more sense. Trade back from number 9, right? Trade back from 75. Heck, even a trade back from 122, right? Trade back every single time you're on the board. And just acquire more throws at the dartboard. And in 2025, they do have 12 picks, so that's great. And then in 2026, they do have a full draft class of 7 picks. So that's really good, right? You're starting this rebuild on a super high note. I really want to see the Bears trade back from 9, trade back from 75. And of course, like, it takes 2 to tango, right? The Bears want to trade back from 9, but do one of these people, does Miami, does Philly, does Dallas, does Buffalo, does one of these teams want to go into the top, into the top 10 for what it costs, whatever it may be. So, of course, it takes 2 to tango in the NFL draft, and of course, same thing with 75, right? Of course, maybe you're more likely to get some suitors on pick 75 than pick 9, but whatever have you here, acquire more draft assets for this team. Get Caleb Williams as many weapons as you can, offensively, defensively, guys that stop the other team help Caleb Williams just as much as guys that can catch the ball and score touchdowns help him. So whatever the Bears have to do to acquire more draft assets, do that. One pretty big question mark that I do want to bring up is the head coach, Matt Eberflus. Is Eberflus the coach to lead a young quarterback and a young roster that makes these jumps each year? And is he that guy? Is he the guy to develop Caleb Williams over the next 2 to 3 years, where you're expecting to make this jump into a contender, into someone that is competing to win the NFC? Of course, I don't want to say that the NFC is wide open either, but there's opportunity within the NFC, right? I mean, you think about the dominant teams, they're all in the AFC, right? You think about the Chiefs, the Bills, the Bengals, the Ravens, they're all in the AFC. The Houston's on the come up. All these really good teams. Jacksonville's on the come up. They're mostly all in the AFC, right? That doesn't mean there's no good teams in the NFC. Of course, you have the Eagles, you have the Niners, but those are the 2 really dominant teams in the NFC. The Lions, of course, are on the come up as well. But there's opportunity to be had there, right? It's absolutely undeniable. There is room for the Bears in the NFC playoff picture right now. And they just have to, they have to make good on that. They have to capitalize on that. They have this young quarterback. They're going to have this young quarterback essentially. And did they keep this coach for? What did they keep this coach for? Really, I guess that's my whole question with it, right? Because if Eberflus is one more year and done, then why did you keep him in the first place, right? Why did you start this new quarterback? With this coach just to fire him the next year. This wouldn't make sense for me. So Eberflus he's a huge question mark in my mind. He's probably going to be here for this next 2 or 3 years throughout this rebuild, this Caleb Williams era, we'll call it. And is he the guy to help them make those incremental leaps or those big leaps, whatever kind of rebuild it is for this team? Is he the guy to help him bridge that gap from one level to the next? Is Matt Eberflus that guy? Overall, the Bears are in a very exciting position that a ton of other teams would love to be in. They basically get to hard reset their roster with the top quarterback prospect in this year's draft, with a ton of future draft capital that could be added to by trading back, from the 9th overall pick and the 75th overall selection on Thursday. And even if the Bears take a slight step back from their 7-10 record in 2023, I think they will have the right combination of already having good pieces in place and future assets to make themselves a contender in the second half of this decade. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, as this is a brand new channel, and thanks for watching.